My guests for the first part of this hour from the Mid-Ohio Fine Arts Society, Michael Zurch and Ashley Mullins. Welcome to Morning Magazine.
Thank you. We're glad to be here.
And you have an event coming up pretty soon, right?
We do. Friday at 6 o'clock is the Mid-Ohio Fine Arts Society and the Historic Women's Club home are jointly presenting Discover, which is the first annual all-high school countywide art competition and show at the Barlow Arts Center at 1126 East Center Street in Marion.
And tell me a little bit about that.
Okay. There's a large committee that was put together by the Mid-Ohio Fine Arts Society, and we include the Historic Women's Club home, who operate the Barlow Arts Center here in town. And that committee was about 12 members. It included teachers from Harding, Elgin, Tri-Rivers, Pleasant, Ridgedale, and the Women's Club home themselves. We want to thank Ann Quilter, who is a co-chair with Frank Line, a MOFIS member. Both of those are actually MOFIS members, but Ann Quilter is also the art teacher at Harding.
Okay. And what goes on at this event?
We actually, the whole process is a juried art show, which allows these students to actually participate in an event that they can carry forward into their portfolio and their resumes later if they intend to pursue art as a career because of the process of being juried and then judged. We went out in February in the beautiful weather that we had here in Marion, Ohio. 3 jury members, which were all artists from Mid-Ohio Fine Arts Society, went directly into the schools and had the art teachers present student pieces to the jury, and pieces were then juried in to be able to participate in this show. During that process, then, of course, that was at every building, we juried in a little over 100 pieces and 70 student artists that will participate in the show tomorrow night.
Wow. And when something's juried, what exactly does that mean?
It's a pre-judging process, but it's not at the level that necessarily the professional level judges might do. We actually do a grid that the 3 jury members, in their own opinion, evaluate, weighted opinions on a grid, and then those are averaged, and then the ones that come on in the top group are the ones that are allowed to jury into the show. And then at the show tomorrow night, we actually have 3 very distinguished judges. Art Berry, who of course is a MOFIS member, one of the founding members, who is internationally known artist and has won competitions in Europe and Italy and different places, of course all over the United States. Bronwyn Babbage, who is a distinguished artist, again another founding member of Mid-Ohio Fine Arts Society, and she is from Ohio State University here in Marion. And Chris Kolb, who was the regional coordinator for Marion City Schools in art for years, and she is now retired. She also is a distinguished artist and has her work even in the White House.
Oh, wow, that's neat. Pretty cool.
Yeah. They're judging on a different level. And so anyway, we allowed up to 20 pieces per art teacher to be juried into the show, and then those will be brought in tomorrow night early or tomorrow afternoon, and between 4:45 and 6 o'clock they will be judged then by the judges and rated in one of 5 categories.
And what kind of categories are they?
We have drawing, mixed media, painting, photography, and sculpture were the 5 categories that we chose. Primarily because those are the ones that Mid-Ohio Fine Art uses at the Popcorn Festival.
Sure.
We found out in the process, though, that is becoming more difficult to pin down some of this stuff, especially when we got into Tri-Rivers and trying to judge some of the digital art as to whether it is a photograph or drawing, because you actually do use drawing skills in some of the digital art. On the other hand, it then becomes a photograph when it gets printed out. So we had to make that determination on the fly, and that's something we will be discussing with the art group in the year ahead as we prepare for next year's show.
Very nice. Ashley, tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm starting my own nonprofit called Cause for Creation, and that's kind of how we started getting together. We kind of had the same goal in mind. And I'm working on planning a video to promote our mission and the importance of art, and I'm working with McKinley Elementary, so I'm very thankful for their cooperation and participation in this. And also Brandy Guttrell from Hometown Talent, she has also been working with us, and so together I feel like we are really gonna get the awareness for art out there and get more people on board, because caring is contagious, and
Sure.
it's kind of like a ripple effect. And just in the short time that we've been working on this, I notice us just reaching more people, and I just have a good feeling, especially about the summer when the weather gets warmer and people feel like doing things. I have a good feeling it's going to be a productive summer, so I'm looking forward to a lot of stuff, and I'm really excited to get art back in schools because it's really, really important.
How did you get the idea to start this nonprofit?
I am extremely passionate about art, and ever since I was younger, and I know how much it's helped me. And I was saying earlier about how life just gets so busy and people get caught up in their routines, but then life has its moments where it just knocks you down, and everybody just feels alone when they're in those sad, depressing moments, and you're really not. And art reminds you that, you know, it really connects everybody, and if you can create something when you're in a mood like that, then it makes that useful. And if you can just inspire one person, it makes it totally worth it to me, because I'm sure everyone has had that moment where something just clicks, like, and you really relate to somebody, and that's the most raw form to me. And I just wish more people would realize how important it is to recognize those sad feelings, because it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be a really useful and inspiring thing.
For a lot of people, art is that's their outlet. That's how they express themselves. If they're depressed or even happy, that's how they express themselves,
Exactly. And everyone, even if you don't consider yourself to be creative, you can still, you're able to relate, unless you're, you know, it's called emotion, it's called being human.
Right.
So I think, I don't know how art kind of just got dismissed as something of unimportance, but I think it's time that it's coming back around, and it's not okay, because the way I look at it, just as many people are as interested in art as sports, and there's so many outlets for sports, and you can never even imagine sports getting cut from schools. But with art, it's the first thing to go, and that's so wrong. And it's not fair to the kids that need that like outlet, because the people that need it the most, like financially and stuff, don't have the best home life. Those are the kids that really need an outlet to express themselves and find themselves. And
unfortunately, sports overshadows a lot of that. A lot of times you see the arts programs, the music programs, the all kinds of arts getting cut. You said, like, way before any kind of
and
athletic.
There's nothing wrong with sports.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Those kids need sports. Like, that can be their outlet too, and it teaches them, you know, to how to be determined and goal-oriented. But art teaches those things also, and I don't really understand why people don't recognize that.
I don't know either, but I understand what you're saying, because that's like you said, the arts are the first thing to get cut.
It doesn't make sense, but
it doesn't.
It's something worth fighting for.
Exactly.
We will change this.
Michael's, any other events coming up at the Fine Arts?
Oh, we've got events every month. And let me reemphasize what Ashley was saying. Ashley is a member that she came to us. Actually, she was with us last year for a short period of time, and then went back to school, and then came back this year, and we kind of got re-involved with her again. She became a member of MOFAS, and for the college graduates in town there's several of them around that are seeking jobs in art and art-related fields. Some of them have found that here in Marion, and others continue to seek that. And certainly MOFAS is a nonprofit that is in the business of supporting artists of all ages. And it became very evident to us I think, through well, a lot of different outlets, but Ashley, being passionate about the youth, pointed out to us that some things were missing, and we are now providing art classes for youth. We're just winding up Zentangle. Now the classes are aged 7 to 14, or 7 to 13, I'm sorry. And the next class starts March 24th through April 28th, and that is Frank Line will be teaching that, and it's basic drawing and still life. And following that is the art class from May the 5th through June the 9th. And art instructor there is Ann Quilter, who is from Harding, and she's going to do making faces, beginning portrait design in several media, pencil, charcoal, acrylic, and so on. And then we're also working with Larry Hickman, the Executive Director of Operations, and James Toth out at the Tri-Rivers and Digital Media and Entertainment instructor, to formulate and develop a Malta County High School art gallery on a rotating basis, and that'll give the older students an ongoing venue to have the opportunity to show their art to the public. The students that'll participate tomorrow night, and many of them will be winners. Well, they're all winners as far as I'm concerned, but represent Elgin, Harding, Pleasant, Ridgedale, and Tri-Rivers high schools, with River Valley being the only missing high school in Marion County right now, and they didn't have it, but they've already indicated their desire to be part of that. And again, the Mid-Ohio Fine Arts Society is thankful to Mrs. Weir and the Women's Club Home for working with us on this project. The Barlow Art Center, Tim is the director of that under the Women's Club Home, and their facility there, of course, which is a really nice venue to set this program up in. So,
Ashley, you work with a lot of kids, right? Younger kids. Do you find that there was a gap, a void there for teaching younger children art?
What do you mean?
Like you don't see that very often. Classes for kids that age, for younger kids.
Right, and I think it might be because they don't. Again, it goes back to the whole, what is the point? Because if a 5-year-old makes something, it's probably just gonna go on their fridge or something.
Right.
But
refrigerator art.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But I mean, that's still important. To that child and to their family, like that can be something that they're proud of, and that. It's not just about the piece of art. It's about what it does to the individual, and like it carries on like through growing up, and so maybe that's why. And younger kids are awesome, and I think they should be taught more art because they are the most creative at that point in their time, because they don't think too much. That's what I love about kids. They don't overthink. They just do it. That's awesome. So really, that's the most real form of art, because there is no real thought process. It's just pure emotion. So it's very cool. And so I think people should reach out more to younger kids.
And for this nonprofit, what are some things you want to do with this nonprofit?
I really want to. My first idea that sparked this all was to go into hospitals and like the children's unit to like terminally ill, or even if they're just in the hospital. I could not imagine having to be in the hospital for a long period of time, being that young, and so I think it'd be awesome to just go in and paint with them, or just anything creative, because I also want to go to domestic violence shelters, to people that really need it, like the most emotionally distressed people is what I want to reach, because they're the ones that need to express.
Exactly.
They have the most emotion to
now
give.
Will you have a website or a Facebook page for this?
I do have a Facebook. It's Cause for Creation, and it's the number 4. So
Okay,
you
gotcha.
can look that up.
Well, thank you, Ashley. Michael, one more time, what's your event coming up here?
The event is Discover out at the Barlow Arts Center, which is in the Women's Club Home at 1126 East Center Street in Marion tomorrow night from 6 to 9 p.m., and it's open, free to the public. Just mention on our website, MidOhioFineArtSociety.org, and our membership is half price right now through August. So this is a great time to be involved. We need volunteers, especially if you're a younger artist. We have dozens of artists that are there from which you can learn and get support. And of course, we want you to become part of the art.
If you're interested in becoming a member, how do you do that?
You can just go online at that address, and then you can register online, or you can email to Mid-Ohio Fine Art Society, or I'm sorry, team at Mid-Ohio Art Society. That's easy for me to say.
Right.
MidOhioFineArtSociety.org, team at MidOhioFineArtSociety.org, and we'll get you that information and welcome you to the meetings, which we have once a month, again, at the Barlow Arts Center.
And where's the Barlow Arts Center located at?
It's within the Women's Club home at 1126 East Center Street, and it's operated by the Historic Women's Club home. And Tim Gornflow is the director for the Barlow Arts Center Committee of the Women's Club home.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.